Hey YouTube, it's GMB all here, and we're playing RPGs. Today, we're going to be looking at traps and why they're awesome. I have the rules up. These are the rules for Old School Essentials Basic Fantasy. And as you can see, the first thing they tell us are that there are two kinds of traps. We have treasure traps and room traps, okay? Both are deadly, and players need to look out for both of them when they're playing. Treasure traps are basically placed on chests, and room traps are things that you find on doors or pit traps. It's interesting though, because the rules state that treasure traps can only be found and dismantled by thieves. So when you're wondering why would anyone want to play a thief in this game, and this is why. They can, at a certain level, become fairly proficient in finding these things. Otherwise, everybody in the party should be able to have a chance at finding room traps. So triggering a trap is very interesting. It says that there is a 2 in 6 chance of a trap going off when a player performs some kind of action that would set it off. That doesn't necessarily mean that a trap might go off. You might actually have a pit trap and a player will walk over it. Player doesn't even know that they were walking over a trap. We also have trap damage, okay? There's no specific outline of how to put up damage for traps in the rules. It's up to you. There are a couple more interesting things that we find up here. As you can see, it says that searching takes 1 turn for a player to search for a trap. When you are playing OSE, dungeon delving is actually very procedural, and things function through the lens of turns. In this game, you can search for a room for really indefinitely. It's up to the players on how much resources they want to spend and how much danger they want to risk by doing that. The referee roles, this is super old school and somewhat mind-blowing. I can actually see in some circumstances why that actually makes sense. Typically, I let the players roll 1 chance each turn to search an item or to search for a room trap. So again, that timer is ticking down as they're going. You can only, as I mentioned before, search a 10 by 10 area of the room, and most characters have a 1 in 6 chance of finding something in a room. And what I like to actually do is give players almost like a Keno style little mini game here. It's a 1 in 6 chance. It doesn't say you have to roll a 1 out of 6. So I say pick a number and go with it. And again, it says characters with the ability to find treasure traps, that would be thieves, can only do that. So anyway, let's get right into the game. All right, so here we go. They are entering into room 5 of the Mount Kozengi ruins, and this is in the Shadow of Tower Silveraxe module by Jacob Fleming, and it is amazing. It is a great, classic vibe feel for Old School Essentials in D&D. I highly, highly recommend it. But the module stipulates that there is a door trap here, and as soon as a player opens the door, then they will trigger a trap, a falling block trap, which will cause 1d10 damage. Now, the module is kind enough to give a save versus petrification roll to this to negate this damage, and that gives them a 50% chance of possibly getting killed by this trap. And let's just see how this plays out here.
Shane's looking around. She just really, I know she saw that it's crumbling, but she's just looking for anything unusual, any drawings, any marks on the walls. Why is this one more crumbly than the other ones? She's just looking around, trying to figure that out. Like, does it look like these were particularly wet? That's why it's crumbly. Does it look like there were animals in here? That's why it's crumbly. Scratch marks. That's what's going on.
It's just old. It's just old. It definitely could have sprung from a water leak. Everything is relatively dry and dusty in this area, as the cavern under the lake obviously was a little bit more drippy. This one, I don't know, maybe volcanic activity could it destabilize it? I mean, these are just conjectures. You have no real proof to. And as far as you know, they've been in this state for a long time.
Gotcha.
It's not like they've recently crumbled.
All right, what's the group want to do? Should we go through this next door?
So I wanted to give them a little bit of warning about what they were going to expect, what could happen when they walk in this room. I tell them that the room is destabilized, that things are crumbling, and that is a hint that perhaps something could fall on their head if they're not careful. Whether or not they interpreted it that way, or whether you think I should have given them more information, or maybe not given them any information, let me know in the comments about how you would run this, or maybe how you've run traps in the past. But suffice it to say, I want to give them a little bit of information about what could possibly happen without actually telling them that there's a trap or giving them too great a hint that there's a trap. That's a really fine line, I think, for a DM to walk, and it just, for me, it takes practice to get it right. So they
did you guys search the room yet?
No.
Yeah, so that I think you should search the room first.
All right, who would like to search the room?
You can explore 10. You can explore 10 by 10 areas of the room at a time.
Well, Oma's in the top corner, so she can search that this 10 by 10.
You just went to the bottom corner.
Okay. Is there anything that you're searching for in particular?
I mean, if it's bare floors and bare walls, I would say I would be searching for something tucked in between the rocks and the walls or the floors. You know, something small, a lever.
Unfortunately, no. You don't find anything. You search the walls, the grounds, and you don't unfortunately find anything.
Dude is just looking. She's not a established dungeon crawler, so she's just looking around and sort of just, looking in the walls.
Nope.
Billy?
Nothing to report. Nothing to report.
What are you doing, Billy? Oh, sorry.
I'm waiting to go through the door.
Gump is.
So like I said, this is an opportunity, if the players were super careful, to search every square inch of that room over and over again until they found a trap. You can actually do that in this game. It takes a long time, and as you can see, players get a little bit impatient. I do want to make a note that I think the interrogation of the world by Heather is exactly how you should play this game. And I do want to make a point later on in the video as they approach the door.
Gump is gonna listen at the door.
Perfect.
I'm gonna go high. I like rolling high, so 5-6. No. He pushes his ear to the door. It seems like it's a thick door, so he just looks back and shrugs his shoulder. Because I don't hear anything.
All
Gump
right.
steps back. He's not looking forward though. He's not opening the door. Billiam, he pushes you forward.
I'll listen as well, I guess.
5-6.
There we go. Oh,
Is that
it's
what
closer.
Is that what you wanted?
Yeah, I wanted 5-6. So yeah, I've
Do you have two for listening?
Yeah, you go ahead and listen too. And nothing going.
Okay, I say we open the door slowly and carefully.
Have Kevin do it.
Sure.
Is that what we're all deciding?
Or
Everybody, so you say that out loud, and Kevin looks at you and doesn't seem too confident about that decision.
He goes up and stands behind Bilius and says, "I got your back. You do it." Bilius would open it.
So then open it.
So here we go. The players have searched quadrants of the room, but they have not searched the door. They've listened to the door, which is always a good strategy to do in this game, but you should also search doors before you open it. And what they've actually are discussing is whether Cavan, who is a hireling, should open the door or not. And again, I tried to give them a little hint that Cavan seems a little nervous about opening this door. And rather than taking that cue, Bilius in his hubris decides that, no, it's okay. I am the hero. I will open the door. This is not 5e. Okay, you hired a hireling to open the door, so we'll see what happens when he does.
I click on it.
Anybody else?
There you go.
All right, Bilius, I need you to roll a petrification check. As you open the door, the boulders above the door become destabilized and fall. And you need to roll above a 10.
Oh my god.
For what? Out of what? A 20?
Out of these boulders that are about to crush your skull.
Don't
But
forget your hero roll
You're
thing.
talking about using a 20, right? I'm assuming.
A d20 over a 10.
I guess I'll use.
Okay, so here we go. He rolled a d6 here, and a 6 out of a d20, and that's not going to cut the mustard, as they say. Now, what I've done is I've given players hero coins, which in this game allow them to roll a d6 to add or subtract to any roll that isn't a monster to hit roll. They can't negate monster hits, but they can lower damage, they can raise damage, they can do whatever they want. So I think at this point that's what he's going to do. This is a homebrew rule, and certainly you don't have to use it if you don't want to, but this game can be pretty cruel for level 1 characters, and it's a matter of taste to subject them to constant death and dismemberment. In this case, he would have died, but let's see if he makes the hero coin roll.
My hero coin.
Oh, that's okay, yeah.
Come on.
4 or 5.
Or 6.
Oh!
He dodged that away.
You roll out of the way, and the boulders fall down where you were just a millisecond ago. Roll a D. I'll roll a d10. See how much damage you just missed.
Oh, you'd have been dead.
You would have been gone. It's a massive.
Oh, we have got to have Cavan do more stuff.
Cavan all of a sudden, like he gives like a sign of the cross.
I mean, there's also Gilda and Roger
Yes,
too.
absolutely, yeah, 100%.
All right.
Roger's the newest.
Billy looks at Cavan and says, "I'm going to dock your pay next time if you don't open the fucking door."
Gump walks over and helps Bilius up.
Yeah.
Hero coins, baby.
Holy cow.
How'd you put that in?
Wow.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it is awesome. The player's response to that, the trap, he makes the hero roll, the cheers, him dodging out of the way. That's why this game is so far my favorite iteration of Dungeons & Dragons. It is a deadly game, but it is a fair game. And I think that the players realize that very quick, that they have to become good at playing the game, not necessarily good at role-playing, although that is a part of it at times, but good at playing the game in order to survive. Or get lucky. Luck is a big part of it too. If you have any comments or questions about anything that I discussed in this video that you'd like to ask me, let me know in the comments below. If you have a different way of running traps, or maybe I misinterpreted something. I mean, we're all learning here at Playing RPGs, okay? That's the whole point. I hope that this video helps you plan and run your games. As for now, I'll see you next time. This is GM B Hall here, signing off. Have a good night.